Hey guys, so I just wanted to give a quick rundown of how to download and start up the MacGamut software. So once you purchase here and you'll come to this site, you'll see this step 2, step 3. So you need to download both of these. Download MacGamut 6. I have Mac here, so I'm going to click that. And then step 3 is download personal start file, and this is kind of crucial, so you'll need that too. So just click both of those and you'll download both of those, and then I'll kind of walk you through here. Just hopefully it'll go kind of quick to load up the program, and then we can even do some sample exercises to get started. So like you'll open that zip file and it'll unzip, and then you'll have this thing, and then I just, I don't even read this, just click yeah. You've downloaded software onto your computer before, so I assume you know how to do this. I just wanted to make sure everyone has a chance to, okay, don't look at this, okay, good. Not that I trust you guys, but, so yeah, no, you know how to download software to your computer, there it goes, okay, so we're good. Now, somewhere in the computer is MacGamut, but like, I don't know, how do you start it, you might be asking. So that's going to be what this start file comes in handy. So I would make sure you have access to that. I'm going to drag it onto my desktop like there. So it just says Evan Murnane is not start mg6.mgs, and you want that somewhere accessible, because yeah, you'll need that. So, and then when you're done with that, you can get rid of that. We can close this. And let's see if we can start the software. So, I don't know, on a Mac it's easy to just find it by searching MacGamut. And now that you have it, it should be installed already. So let's look in here. Here is, the work folder. And they have their own quick start guide here. It might be helpful to read through that. And, this will be their the way that the program works. But let's see now. And now I'm even having trouble starting it. So this is why I wanted to do this, just to make sure. Well, we did that, so that should be good. Just a minute. So MacGamut. No application is selected. Okay, so don't do that. What you want to do here is just find the program MacGamut 6. MacGamut. Well, let's try this again, because I'm not sure if it worked that time. Let's do this again. Try this again. Okay, it goes in there. Okay, thank you for installing. Find that if you are updating. Great. Well, let me try applications. There's some stuff. MacGamut. Okay, here we go. So that's one way to look for it. I guess my search wasn't working, but if you just, I'll do that again. At least in the Mac, you can go into applications and you can find your Mac. Oops, that's something else. You can find your, where was that? MacGamut thing here, and then this is what you want, this funny looking thing here. I'm going to just move it onto my desktop so I have this clearly here. Okay, now these are the two, finally, here we go. These are the two parts you need, your start file, which is this, and your program MacGamut. So we're going to start by opening the MacGamut, and now it'll look like this. And now here, start by locating your start file. Okay, we've got it. And you'll need to get your start file. Next time, you can just double-click your start file. So for now, I'm just going to OK. and then it's going to ask me to locate it. So that's, this is kind of why I'm showing you this. So then you have to go find it. Desktop, mine is right here. So it's on the desktop. So start file. I'm going to open that. Okay, now here we go. Now we're in here, and it double checks it's me. So Evan, the last time you used this was new file. This is exactly how it should look for you, unless you've used this before. Current presets, original, good. And this info is correct, so okay, we're good. And if you're new, it's a good idea to do practice mode, so I'll show you practice mode in a second. And questions, you can always just ask me. There's keyboard shortcuts. I don't actually know very many of them yet, so we'll kind of, maybe you guys can share some if you find good keyboard shortcuts. We can compare notes. And this is a statement about privacy. That's all well and good. And now here, what is this? So it's looking for the library files. Rhythm library is that. So it needs, I've actually never seen this before, but maybe this is helpful in case this happens to you. So let's find the, wait, I don't want to do this. Let's, maybe, or manage rhythm sent to your preset. So that's the startup sound. Hopefully it'll let me actually do something here, because it said that it was having trouble locating those files. So if that happens to you, maybe this video is even more helpful. But this is we'll just start here. This is the basic menu of the program, so you can see we're in MacGamut. We've got intervals, scales, chords, rhythm, melody, harmonic, stats. This will just be documenting how, or documenting your progress, how long you spend on any exercises and what you get right and what you get wrong, etc. And that will allow me to view your progress. So when you send your start file to me via email, it'll just make a copy of it, copy, and then you can put that in the email. Or maybe there's even duplicate, yeah. And then you can put one of these in the email for me, and it'll send your stats to me, so I can check up on you. And we'll do that maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks, and that'll help me give you a grade for participating in the MacGamut. So yeah, let me show you some of the exercises, and then I'll see if it works based on the fact that it was having trouble loading those sounds, and maybe if I fix that I'll just have to make another video, but that's fine. So the first thing is intervals. Let's try intervals. So mostly I'm concerned here with ear training. This is oral skills course, so I won't worry too much about the rest of these, but let's try ear training. Now here's where it comes in: regular mode or practice mode. Now you see there's lots of levels, and they get increasingly difficult. So let's do, I would say, let's start with practice mode. But in order to get credit and to advance through the sequence, you need to do regular mode. So it only records your progress in regular mode. Again, on your start file will only record your progress on regular mode. So when you send something to me, if you've only been doing practice mode the whole time, it'll look like to me that you haven't really done anything. So you need to just, I mean, you can practice for a little bit at first, but I would recommend just starting from the beginning and going through on regular mode. So let's do that regular mode. Okay, so let's start one up. Now here's the little screen. And yeah, it looks really ugly. So I apologize for that. They did not spend a whole lot of time making this pretty, but it is actually a pretty good software. You can see now here we've got, I can write a note in there. It's got a starting interval, a starting note rather, and then some accidentals and some interval size options. Now look, for melodic intervals level 1, you only have 3 options. We're listening, is this a minor third, a major third, or a major sixth. That's really pretty limited. Okay, so let's see. I've got the sound turned up. Let's see what we have here. Bum, ba. Okay, so that's sounding big to me. That's sounding like not a third, right? A major third would be like do, re, mi, do, mi, do. And a minor third would be even smaller. Do, mi, do, mi, do. So, no, di. That's a big no, da. And maybe you want to even practice singing while you're doing the program. I think it's a good idea to try to find, well, that's a big interval. What's a step in either direction that I can go from that interval that will help me. So, for example, what I mean is do, da, 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 di, da, 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 di, da, di, di, di. Okay, so I'm going do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, do, la. And we've decided that this is a major sixth, so you click major sixth, and then you would sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and we were thinking it would be G up to E natural here for a major sixth. Okay, so that's all you need to do. Select this, select that. If it needed an accidental, we could put that there. We don't need an accidental in this one because the major sixth, G to E, fits perfectly well into G major. Let's listen to it one more time just to double check. Yeah, it still sounds good as a major sixth. I'm going to check the answer, and good, green is correct. Bravo. Okay. So, you know, there's two things. You get 50%, 50%, but to achieve mastery, you've got to get all of these green. So to move on to the next level, you've got to get all of these green except 2. But if you get more than 2 wrong, you have to keep going until you fill this bar with 80% green boxes. So you'll kind of see it gets a little frustrating after a while. But I think you'll also get used to it, and it'll kind of, you'll get the hang of it, and it's not so bad. So let's go on. Let's do another one. Let's try this. Okay, so this we have some options. We have minor second, really small, you know, and the major sixth again, like kind of the last one. Did that sound like the last one though? Let's try it again. No, this is sounding pretty dissonant to me. I think this is the middle one. I think this is a tritone. So what's a tritone up from F sharp? Well, that would be C natural. Okay, no sharps or flats in that one either. But just for an example, I'm going to get one wrong. I'm going to think this is a major sixth again. I think it's D sharp because I wasn't listening very closely. And now I'm going to check. Oh, okay, so now it's red. So even if I get 1 or 2 wrong, reds, if I get the rest green in here, good to go. And then I can move on to level 2 and so on and so on. Good, okay, so let's exit that exercise. Let's see if it'll run the melodic dictation. This is another, oh, so here is what, you did not locate the melody file. You will not be able to work. Okay, so we need to locate that melody file. We need to fix this. Let me see if I can figure out how to fix this. I think a good way to do it would be to quit. And so when you quit the program, your current start file will be saved, and you can double click that just to start the program next time. You don't even need this next time. And that is the easiest way to be sure you will always use your current start file and do not lose any credit. That's the thing. You always need to kind of build on the one start file. So if you have 2 different ones, remember that the progress that you make will be saved in this start file, not this one. So if I start the program with this one, it'll save in here, and I'm in level 2 in intervals in here, maybe, you know, say I get to level 2 in intervals. It won't be level 2 in intervals if I start here. So just pick one and then focus on that, and then only duplicate it and send it to me when you're about to send me the email. Yeah, and then just keep going and progress through your start file. Okay, so we'll quit the program. Let's try again. Let's double click the start file to open the program. After that first time, you should just be able to double click here, and sure enough, it opens the MacGamut. Okay, and then, so here, the last time I used it was today. That's right. And here's the presets. That's fine. Okay. Now here's where I got stuck before. So it's asking me to look for these. Let's find the Melodic Library. Where could it have gone? Well, my guess is it's in the MacGamut work folder here. So you got to locate wherever that is, and I don't know. It's not seeing these. Why? Let's go into Library, Application Support. Maybe MacGamut installed something here. No, it did not. Sorry about that. My mom is also teaching in the other room. Okay. Try again. It's looking for MG melodies. MG melodies. There. Why not this? Can it use this? Okay, and then let's try the harmonic one. It's looking for MG prog rev. So if this happens to you, maybe you do have to just manually go through and find these, which is terrible. I hope this doesn't happen to you. So what happened to me is I downloaded it, and then I tried a few things, and then I deleted it so I could show you step by step how to download it, and now it's gotten me into trouble. Maybe this won't be a problem for you, but just in case, it's here. So let's try, now the rhythm is looking for MG rhythm. There it is. So let's just, I think this will work actually, because now they've grayed out. It seems like it's happy. Now we'll open the program. Okay, there's our nice opening chime chord, which always tells you that you should, if you don't hear that, then you should double check the audio on your computer, make sure there's sound. If you don't hear that melody, if you don't hear that big arpeggiated chord when you start the program, that's just to test your audio. Okay, let's try melodic. Okay, now it's working, so that's good. And I like the melodic dictation. Once again, the difference between regular and practice mode exists here. So regular mode, you will need to do regular mode for it to save data, for it to save your progress into the start file. And that's what I recommend. Regular mode. Let's do it. Let's start level 1 melodies. Okay, and there's keyboard shortcuts that can help. I don't need them. I like just using the mouse is fine. So I don't need to be reminded. Okay, to help you get started, you will be given the first pitch and the tonic chord, and you can always click tonic again to play the chord. And pay attention to beaming. So this grades you on beaming as well. I'll talk about that in a second. And it does affect your score. That's important. Okay, so here's the main melodic dictation screen. I'll just make it a little bigger here. And they give you a keyboard, and it's cool. It's a MIDI virtual keyboard. So, like I say, you want to hear the tonic note first. So I always click this first, and you get unlimited playings of what's my key. And then I sing do, do, mi, so, mi, do, mi, so, mi, do. Good. Now I'm going to maybe just find it on here. So that's B flat, but that means that that sounded like sol to me. So this is E flat major. Do, mi, so, mi, do. Okay, and that helps me locate myself where I am. Oh, look, and here I am in the bass clef in, what would you know it? E flat major. Starting on E flat. Do. Check the tonic again. Do. Okay, so I like to take some time to get in the key. Now I notice that I'm in 2/4. The weird thing is this bar line is in the wrong place. So actually what I do is I just drag it and remove it. I don't know why that bar line is there. Just remove it. So anyways, here then you start with these are beats, and here's your first note. You don't know how many bars it is, so that's kind of a fun thing. You've got erase button, select button. You almost don't need these. Like I say, to add or remove a note, you place a note head, and to remove it, you just drag it away. So I'm, clicking a note, place it, maybe there's another E flat. I haven't even heard the melody yet, but I'm just showing you to remove it. I go there, click it, and drag away, and then it'll vanish. So I don't use any other buttons besides that. I click erase may do the same thing. I just do place it or click and drag to remove. And that's, I think, the easiest way. So then there's these selections of notes and rests. You've got here your bar lines, normal bar line, double bar line. Those come at the end, and here's your accidentals. So the exercise is set for mastery. It means you're in not practice mode. It means you're in regular mode. You're trying to master it. So you get four clicks before it starts. You have only 4 hearings, so you really have to go sparingly. And I say spend some time getting in the key first. Do make sure you know where you are, because that first hearing you don't want to waste it. You have so few. And then the goal is to get 85% notation correct. So let's see how we do. Now here's what we're going to play the melody. Do. Okay. Cool. So they gave us a pretty long one. And then maybe you remember that it seemed like it climbed up in eighth notes right away. I heard do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do. At least that I heard. So we'll just start with that. Fa, mi, re, do. And I heard do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do. Now notice, I'm going to need a bar line. So I go to select a bar line, single bar line. I'm going to need one there. So it was in the right place. Oh well, I don't want to be confused by that, so I get rid of it. And then fa, mi, re, do. Those were all quarter notes, so I will leave those in their own measures. One thing left I can do in this first listen is beam these two together. And so that's already what they were saying about correct beaming. Make sure you also think about how to beam according to the beat. So in 2/4, you want to make that beat look like beat 2. Just beam that together. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, now I forgot the rest. And there was a lot more, so let's see how much more we can get. But I think that's pretty good for first listen. Great, so it seems like it splits into 2 parts. Right? Pauses on re, like a half cadence, and then it started on re. I don't know if you heard that also, but it kind of does this very similar part to the beginning, but now starting on re. So it paused on re, 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 mi, fa, and then I think it went back down, mi, do. There was a skip there. And then there was another bar line, and then I think it was like a long re, and then a long do. I don't remember T. Do you remember hearing T? I don't know. But this is kind of a fun, and notice that I can put this kind of crap wherever, and then there's this button squeeze, and this is fun. So I think this is right. I left myself some space here in case it's not right, but I'll click squeeze, and that'll put it all together. Good, and notice how I add the double bar at the end. Don't forget that. There's double bar, put that at the end. Squeeze brings everything closer together. Let's double check. I think this might be the whole thing. Oh, don't forget to beam. Okay, there we go. Now, we have 2 listens left, so we can hear it again. Now let me sing. Before I hear it, I like to sing and see if I can compare this melody to that. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, re, mi, fa, mi, do, re, do. Okay, let's check. Oh, wow, would you look at that? It's right. Okay, good. So then when I'm done, and I didn't even bother with enter keyboard, you can somehow, you guys can experiment with that. I don't care about that. I didn't hear any rests, but look at that. I think we're good. Our goal is only 85. I think we've got 100. Let's check. So I beamed both of these. I've got bar lines in the right place, and I think this is good. Yes, so 100% correct. Good to go. Let's go on. Okay, let's do one more. Now we're in now we're in G major, and I hear do, mi, sol, mi, do, and sol. That's our starting note. Actually, it's here. Maybe no, it's here. Do. Okay, so this is G major. So I say do. I said do. I should say sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, this is a helpful thing to remember that we don't always start on do. So here's sol, and we have 4 hearings left. And what time signature? 4/4. It looks like we might be working in quarter notes here. I'm just going to assume this is correct, actually. I'm going to leave that bar line there and take that note out by accident. Get the quarter note ready. Let's hear. So. Okay, fun. So this sounded like kind of like the last one, but not starting on do. So like you can see, even in level 1 here, we're already starting to get a little bit more challenging. So, la, la. I heard it go up. So, fa, mi. That's about as much as I can remember, except at the end, it ended re, do. Okay, like the last one, it ended re, do. So I can move these, I can take that out, I can put those over here just to remind myself that's how it ended. So we'll get back to that. Okay. Okay, now I'm just filling in the middle part. So, fa, whoops. Okay, get rid of that. So, fa, mi, do, re, do. Ah, good. Okay, so, you know, I think this is already done. Let's, okay, no beaming needs to be done. We squeezed. I always squeeze before I check the answer. I don't think it'll affect the score, but just squeeze. Just squeeze. And then, you gotta check the answer. Oops. Yeah, check answer. Okay, good. So we did, oh no, 91% correct. Let's see, what did we get wrong? You can try to correct your answer or click show answer. Well, it's actually showing us already. So notice that I forgot that we had gone into 4/4, and I thought we were still in 2/4. So it scribbled out the extra bar line that I put there, and it took off 9%. So if I had missed one more thing, I would have gotten a big red X here. So you got to be really careful. They're really picky. But it's actually fun. It's a game. You know, it's like it's a stupid looking, but very healthy oral skills challenging game. So we squeezed, but we forgot we had extra bar line there. Can we remove the bar line? Let's see. Let's try the erase button. There we go. Okay. Well, that's actually a helpful thing. So it puts a big X, and then you can blast away whatever you don't need. We do need that, though. We put that back. Okay, let's check again. We can show answer, but we could also, well, nope, actually we're done. So let's just show the answer, and that's correct. Now we're 100%. Okay, good. And so that's kind of a nice thing. If you get stuff wrong, it does give you a chance to sort of like fix it on your own before moving on, or you can just move on. So like I say, if you get, let's say you get to, you get 8 of these in a row correct. So it's all green up to here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green, and then you've got 2 left to do. Now, if you get 2 of those wrong, you'll pass. But if you get more than 2 wrong in this, and these will keep cycling through, then you won't pass. So you have to get less than 2 red X's at any given time in this bar. You'll figure it out. It's actually not too hard, but just so you don't get frustrated. Okay, I think that's good for melody for now, so you'll have fun. It should be different melodies that it gives you. It's, I think, different every time. At least the last time I did it, it was different. Great. So how do we go back to the other stuff? Well, usually the exit button would be available, but it's waiting for us to be done with this exercise. So before you can click exit, now it's asking me, do you want to check the answer? Yeah, well, I got everything wrong. I didn't even listen to it, but I just want to exit. Okay, good. Now let's look at the stats. If we look at the stats, it says, we spent a few minutes on melodic. Good. So it didn't record the intervals we did earlier. Maybe we want to try that again to make sure it records. But this is how I can check that you tried a few. We tried 3, we got 2 right. You tried 3, we tried 3 times, and we spent 11 minutes on it. So this allows me to see your progress when you send me a copy of your start file. Last thing I want to show you is harmonic dictation. You can practice with this other stuff too, but the 3 that I'm concerned with here are intervals, melodic, and harmonic. We might do some other exercises as well, but I want you guys this week to practice with level 1, regular mode, intervals, melodic, and harmonic. So here's harmonic. Now harmonic's going to be the hardest because the harmonic is kind of crazy, so let's make this a little bigger. Well, it looks like we're going to be in G major. And here is our tonic. Correct. Okay, good. Ooh. And it doesn't give you any starting notes at all. So you really have to figure it out yourself. Notation of the bass voice is required. You only have 3 hearings. I think what that's meaning is that you only need to enter the bass voice and the chords, maybe. Let's see how it grades this. I'm sort of new to this too. So, alright. We can hear the tonic as much as we want, but we can only hear this 3 times. So let's hear this. Okay, so it's kind of out of time. They might pause on this, but this just means there's 7 separate chords, and I heard do, and then sol, going back and forth. So it's like basically 1, 5, 1, 5, and then 1, 5, 1. That's literally what I heard. I don't know if it's right yet, but let's check. Oops. So that's wrong. So we want to, what is this? Erase chord. Good. Okay. Now put 1 there. And then I think it goes back to 5 and then back to 1. We'll have to check this because this is too simple, but I like to put a guess there and then see. So, and we're kind of down there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as the bass voice goes, that's pretty much what I can get from it. Maybe we can pick up some of the melody here, but granted, it is pretty hard to hear. So just do your best, try to figure out. One thing I will show you, and as we practice with this more over the course of the quarter, is that it is MIDI, so you can have this controlling MIDI instruments, and maybe I can find us something clearer, and I can send it to you, and then you can just channel it to play a kind of a clearer piano sound or something that, it's really hard to hear the melody. Try to hear the melody here. I don't know. I mean, I'm hearing the top voice when I click here as do, like way up here. Oops. But when it starts, it's different. Okay, actually, I heard it that time. I heard do. Is that the right one? Do. Yeah. Do. Ti. Do. Ti. And that makes sense to go 1 5 1 5. Do ti do ti. And then it jumps up here. Mi re mi. Okay, that's fa. mi, re, mi. That's what I heard. Let's see how we do. Squeeze? Oh, it doesn't need to squeeze. Still, that doesn't change the inversion. I still hear the bass is that. Okay, let's see. Good. Okay, well, we did 100%. Now, that's pretty good. There's also the inner voices here. And granted, that's it sounds tough, it sounds long, but just remember that even here it's just 151. So that was a pretty easy one in level 1. Let's try another one because I don't know. These get weird. We're still in G major here. We're still in G major here. Let's hear this. Well, so that's funny. I mean, it's given us basically the same one twice, which just like, let's just race through this. I mean, the melody was different. I don't know if you heard that. I heard the melody was slightly different. Oops. There we go. Let's hear that again. I think I heard the same exact chord progression though. So select 1, and that's 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 5s go here. Yeah. Let's hear it again. Okay, so that's actually pretty cool. It's having us try to listen for the difference. The bass and the chords are the same, and the melody is different. So this time we went do, re, mi, re, do, ti, do. So try to hear, I heard that, I was listening very closely. Try to hear that when I play it again. This melody here. Do. Okay, so I think that's actually pretty much right. Yep, okay. And you can just keep going through here. Still in G major. Come on, give me something else here. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. It was different. 1, 5, 1. Oops. Ah! Erase. Well, I heard 1, 5, 1, 5. And then 5, 1, 5. That was like the opposite over here. Yeah, like this. Let's see. I mean, I want to double check that, but I'm just trying to go off of what the instant response that I like kind of go with my gut for a minute. And oops, and then I fix it as I see fit. Let's hear it again. And the melody started off the same, do, re, mi, re, as the last one. And then it gets different, so. Ooh, so then it skips down to ti, do, ti. I hope you heard that. We have 0 hearings left. Let's check. Yeah, okay, so that was right. And then it'll say, here was mine. And here's the correct. And you can see that my outer voices were right. I didn't try for the inner voices, but that's a helpful thing here too. Now they're going to add, as we progress through the levels, we're going to add more notes. It's going to get harder. I think for this first level, it's probably just going to be 1 and 5. Which actually, now that I think about it, that's what it said earlier. Okay, so if you want to exit, you either have to do another one or just check your answer. Or just... yeah, it doesn't even let you bloody exit. Yeah, so you have to, it doesn't let you work, because you're in mastery mode, so it's actually tracking all of your progress, and even this, if I flub this one, because I want to leave, you have to just flub it. So let's just flub it. No, why do we flub it? Let's do it. Why not get the more practice? And then just remember, before you click go on, decide if you really want to commit to another one. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank God. Now we're in F. Okay. Ti, do, sol, mi, do. There we go. All right. How are we doing? Okay, this was the same as the last one. It was just in a different key. 1 5 1 5 5 1 5, and I heard the bass going boom bum 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 bum, except that's E, we want F. Let's try again. And like I say, this was exactly the same as the last one. The melody does the same thing. Do, re, mi, re, ti, do, ti. This was precisely the same as the last one in a different key. So definitely practice with these. Ti, do, ti. Yeah. Definitely practice with. See if you can get 10 out of 10 and then move on to the next level. Or even if you just get to 8 here, all green, it'll move you on to the next level. So don't click go on, let's exit. Okay. I mean, do click go on because you want to keep it. Okay, so that was intervals. Let's do intervals again. That was intervals, melodic, and harmonic. So good luck with the MacGamut. Let me know if you have any questions. Here's the start file. That's the main thing. You only need this the first time. And let's do a little bit more. Let's try some intervals because it didn't record last time. Regular mode. Okay, let's do some intervals and let's try to see if it records it. My progress should be recording into the start file. Okay, so here's the intervals. It gives you 3 options: minor third, minor 7, and major 7 here. Okay, so that's sounding like a big interval to me. I mean, if I sing F, do, and then I'll just, with big intervals, I like to compare it to the octave. Do, do, and here I heard do, dee. So it's pretty awfully close to an octave. I'm going to say it's one of the sevenths. It's nothing like do, me, not a minor third. It's do, do, ti. That would be do, ti, would be the major 7, and do, te would be the minor 7. I'm going to say major 7, right? Because let's hear it again. We have 1 hearing left only. Yes, this is for sure in my ear a major 7. So same thing goes, and you just enter the note here. Don't forget to click the interval you mean. That's half the credit. And then check. Okay, good. Let's go on. This one, also 3 options. Later they will give you more options and it'll get harder, but this is a good way to start. Now here's a minor third. This is a small interval, and it's not any of these. So I'm just ripping through these now, but let's do a few more just to make sure it records. Okay, that one, it gives you an octave, which would be, of course, much more consonant. This A, I can't actually, I almost was going to sing it, but I can't sing that A. That's okay, I'll leave that alone. And a major 2nd, which is too small. Let's hear it again. No, this is dissonant, this is a tritone. Now we do have to write a D sharp because it's a tritone, so make sure to make your notation accord with the thing that you're picking here. Otherwise it'll give you a wrong answer. Here's one. Okay, that's just so obviously an octave. It goes up, and we should just put an F sharp there. I mean, if you can't get that one, I've failed you guys. Okay, good. So let's super, and like it gives you little points of encouragement. Let's leave this video here. I clicked go on now, so we have to do one more. Okay, that's a major 2nd. We all know. And see, it's not too hard with the intervals to get them moving up quickly through the levels. I think you won't have trouble with this at all, actually. I think you'll find this actually very fun and helpful. And of course, practice mode you can do over and over again. You can do over and over again practice mode after you've finished this. And maybe it does record the time in practice mode, but it won't let you advance to the next level. So don't worry, if you do some practice mode, I will give you credit, of course, but most of the assignments will be, can you get to level 2 this week? Please try to get to level 2 in intervals, melody, and harmony this week. In intervals, melody, and harmony, try to get to level 2. And then I'll be able to see when you send me your start file that how many times you tried and how much long you spent on it, or how much time, and then also how far you've gotten. So I'm only on level 1, but you guys can beat me. Let's see. All right, good luck. That's MacGamut. Have fun. that's going to be it for this intro video to MacGamut.